Hey, you know what I thought about? Hey, it's funny. R.I.P. R.I.P. Dollar Bean, man. I used to have a homeboy, man. He used to just walk up to you, he start talking just out of nowhere. He would just be like, man, all of a sudden, man, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, thing about he would walk over to you. And thing about it is, man, like you sitting there, you be like, thing about what? You know what I'm saying? What is the it that we talking about? So thing about it, man, is I don't really know exactly how my new setup sound. I told y'all the other day that I had got a new setup and I hear it echoing. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can mic check, mic check. Okay. Maybe that's a little better. I'm gonna be messing with this as I go, man. You know, if anybody come in and y'all want to just hit your boy out, man, let me know how I sound. If you stop by and, and you say, hey man, you know, drop some ones in the thing if I sound all right, drop some twos in the chat. If I sound like garbage, you know what I mean? Put echo if you hear echo out there. You know, whatever it is that you hear, let me know. Ultimately, what this is I just got a new setup and I wanted to, you know, because of the support I've been getting so far, I wanted to go ahead and invest early. Some people wait until they get, you know, so far down the line to invest. I really wanted to just show thanks and appreciation to the people who've been giving me support. So I'll go ahead and invest in a new setup now. Don't mean that I know how to work it. You know, back in my day, you would just call in and just go straight off the phone into your radio. You know what I mean? And I mean, obviously I'm a like get off my lawn with your podcast bundle, you know, and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, like I said, if you're there and you hear it and you say, you know, don't hang your boy out to dry, man. Don't hang your boy out to dry. Because ultimately, you know, we in this together. Crazy, man. We gotta stick together. You know all I'm saying is if you hear me and you say, okay, well, you know, what is he talking about? I'm gonna get into the Rockets. And I was laying down and I was like, I should just do like a Rockets marathon, just like a 12-hour, 24-hour, just stay on here and just talk shit about the Rockets for about a complete 12 hours. It's actually 2:30, and I might just stay on and see how long I can go. If nobody calls in, you know, this might go an hour, this might go 2 hours, this might go 3 hours. I might play a little music and get off and get back on. I might look up some videos and whatever. But um, you know, I'm gonna see how it goes. What I did want to bring to y'all today was just my ideas about the summer league, um, some thoughts about Devon Harris, and what I think he actually brings to the table as far as the Rockets being a better team. When you talk about depth, and people are saying, "Oh, you got to be deep, you got to be deep." You know what? Let me tell you something about got to be. Being deep is only good is if your depth is better than the other team's depth, or if your depth can sustain you while your other guys need a breather. Who are the other guys on the Rockets that should need a breather right now? It's only KD, Steven Adams, Fred VanVleet. Alpha Shangoon, after being a player that was oftentimes criticized for not having, um, for not having good cardio, he at this point, let me tell you what I think about that. I don't think he should need. I don't think LP should need a breather. I think if we need LP to play 40 minutes, if we needed LP to play 40 minutes, I think LP should be able to play 40 minutes. Why is that? Because the concerns we had with him early in his career was that he was getting winded. It was causing him to miss shots. It was causing him to play bad defense. And he has worked on his cardio. He's worked on his stamina, knowing that he was becoming our lead guy. Now you can't have it both ways. You can't say that Luca is out of shape and he needs to be better, more in shape, and then say that a guy who's scoring 25 and 10, you know, for the Rockets or 25 and 9 for the Rockets, just because he can't score 60 points or because he's not as highly ranked as Luca, can allow himself to be taken out of the game due to bad conditioning. Not saying that he's not conditioned, but he needs to be in elite shape. He needs to be in the best possible shape that he can be in. If we need him to go 40 minutes, he needs to be able to go 40 minutes. Why is that important? This is important because obviously we're talking about the Rockets team being deep. And I'm saying, is the Tom Thibodeau, is a Greg Popovich, is a Ime Udoka really going to, are they really going to use that kind of depth down the line? Not the pop. I don't know. That noise gate, I think that's a noise gate on there. Yeah, 'cause it's kind of choppy. It's a little bit too choppy for my life. It's a little bit too choppy for my life. Okay. Yeah, I am messing around with the settings on my mic because I want to get it right. I don't, like I said, it's a new joint, and I'm not, I don't really know about just to keep it a bean, keep it a whole bean brand with you. I don't really know, how it's gonna work. If I'm gonna have to chunk this in the trash and get another one, or what. But okay, let me see if I cut the noise gate off of this right here. How do I sound? Do I sound better without the noise gate on? Because I know, like, obviously, when you doing music, sometimes the noise gate helps. Sometimes it makes it sound worse. Okay. So obviously, for me, what I'm getting here is the noise gate doesn't help. I might be able to do a class on this joint when I get through. Right. On how to set up your podcast shit. For old heads. Hey, look, I'm not an old head. I'm in my prime, broski. But look, check this out. This is where we at. Um, Kavon Harris, Baby Looney. I'm gonna call him Baby Looney. Um, Obviously he's just another body. We picked up him. We picked up you know, Cam, um, not Cam Whitmore, but Cam Matthews. We are trying to get guys that can help read in the, trying to get guys who can help read in the summer league because Reed needs to have a good showing in summer league. Reed needs to have a good showing in the summer league. And to have that good showing in the summer league, it's going to take a valiant effort from his teammates and to really just go out and play hard, make themselves good targets, know that he's the guy, kick him open shots, and you know, do the things that you're supposed to do. Space the floor you're supposed to play. Read the defense when you're supposed to read the defense. If you the anchor, call out what you're seeing on the floor so he don't get beat. Help him when guys get past him, you know. But I want to talk about where I stand with the summer league right now. I actually think that this summer league might be, to me, this might be the most important summer league of my Rockets experience over the past 40 years. Crazy work. Why do I say that? First of all, the summer league ain't been around for 40 years, but we know what to expect in preseason. We know what to expect in the off season, which is usually a lot of, a big nothing burger. But as of now, I think that we have saw the Rockets stars dominate in summer league. Whoever the key Rockets guy was dominated in summer league, and this year should be no different. This year will show us where we stand as far as our final stage to our rebuild. Did we pull the trigger on Kevin Durant too soon? Is Reed Shepard going to be the guy that we anticipate him being? We're actually going to get a great evaluation of Reed Shepard because when he went to the G League, remember, he looked very good in the G League. And the summer league should be no different. It's going to be guys competing at a very high level, guys coming out of college, competing at with great intensity and trying to make a name for themselves. And Reed Shepard should be doing the exact same thing. Look, it's crazy to think that if Reed Shepard doesn't have a good showing in summer league, he could very well not be a Rocket by the end of the year. Why do I say that? Why do I say that if Reed Shepard doesn't have a good showing in summer league, he could not be a Rocket by the end of the year? Well, because for his skill set and for the way he played at certain times in the G League and in the season, y'all hear that? That's my grandbaby. She likes to wait until I get on the mic and then scream at the top of her lungs. That's her thing. Um, but here's my take for Reed Shepard. I don't believe that it's a matter of if he has the talent. I believe he's actually falling into the Jalen Green category at this time. But this could be a DIE situation. This could actually be to some level a diversity, equity, and inclusion situation for the Rockets. Because if Reed Shepard can't have confidence in the summer league, we have to look at Reed Shepard in a different light. The summer league might as well be his version of Jalen Green's first playoff. Why do I say that? Because if Jalen was in the summer league his second year, he dominates. When Cam went in summer league, MVP. When Jabbar was in summer league, MVP. When if Armin played multiple games, every Rockets player has dominated summer league. And if Reed can't do the same, yes, I know he's short, but he plays a lot bigger. He carry his shoulders high, he hold his head up. And I don't really think it's a confidence thing for Reed. I mean, I don't really think he has low confidence, but I think, you know, you have to have a different what I take away from sports is one of the things that I believe about all competition. Actually, all levels of creativity. You have to be delusional in order to be the best. Why do I say it? Because you can't be better than all 8 billion people on the face of the planet or whatever it is. But somewhere in your mind, you actually have to feel like I am the best. And this is very, very important. It's so important to where if you are not able to get yourself into a situation to where you can, if you're not able to get yourself into a situation to where you can make yourself believe that I can be better than everybody else, you're not going to play at your peak because you're going to always feel like, hey, I'm not as good as him, so I don't have to do X, Y, and Z. Well, I can't get that good, so I don't have to shoot this shot if two people on me because the next guy is better at shooting shots with two people on him. I don't have to make this pass, I don't have to dot this I don't have to thread this ball through a needle because I can just pass the ball to Shangoon and Shangoon can my center can do the behind the back pass, but I can't do a behind the back pass, even though I'm a point guard, which is one of the problems I have with Fred Van I listen, I can never understand a point guard that don't throw lobs. It's so Ghost brought this to my attention almost 2 years ago. Shout out to Chop Shop. Shout out to Greenleaf exclusive in the game. Shout out to Jack Gatlin. Roundball review. Shout out to all the digest, all the Rockets cast out there, man. Getting it in. Hey, we getting our paper this off season, man. Everybody getting their paper this year. Everybody putting in work. So shout out to everybody. Um, Space Ghost put this on my mind about 2 seasons ago. He said to me, we were on. I don't know. Might not have been to me. I might have been listening at the time, but I know I was definitely paying attention. And Space Ghost said, Fred VanVleet just don't throw alleys. Now, since that time, I think, and I want to say it was 2 years ago, Fred VanVleet might have thrown 3 alleys in 2 years, bro. You mean to tell me your point guard has only thrown 3 alleys in 2 years? You have Ahmed Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason. I mean, and you have only thrown 3 alleys. Hey, Tracy McGrady threw 2 alleys to his damn self. You can't make me believe, bro. It's nothing that you can make me believe that make me feel like Reed Shepard is not going to be on the not on the high seat, but under a different microscope. He's just going to be under a different microscope for me in the summer league and in the preseason. I I'm telling you, I'm not tripping about this at all, bro. This is like for me, this is major. This is a major stepping stone for Reed Shepard. He really has to come out and do work in the summer league. I'm not I'm not the guy to say, hey, get rid of everybody who don't play the way I want them to play because like I said before a billion times, I literally wanted Fred VanVleet in the March. I mean, like April, March before we got him, I was already saying Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. I was already looking around and saying, okay, these are two guys the Rockets need to make them better, you know? And it's a lot like this year where guys were saying, hey, Kevin Durant, we need to get Kevin Durant. And I don't have a problem with Kevin Durant. What I do feel like is I didn't want to give up a lot for Kevin Durant. And, we went over this a billion times that we didn't give up a lot for Kevin Durant, so I'm cool with it. But I wanted Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks for the team that we needed them at that time when we just had a bunch of guys who were just, you know, out of pocket with the control and the aggressiveness, the tenacity. They had the fierce competitiveness that they had, but they didn't have a sense of just a sense of togetherness. I mean, it was togetherness, but how do you even put it, man? It was just they was just young and just didn't have no know how. So now we're looking at this right here. Look, this is the Reed Shepherd we need to see. Period. Period. He needs to play like this every single game. Look, what you're not gonna get up on me. I'm gonna just go ahead and go to the goal and make you foul me. You gonna get up? Oh, you gonna leave me open? Bang bang. He has to do this from summer league for this summer league to the rest of his career. From summer league to the rest of his career, he has to have this kind of mentality. Look, that is fundamental basketball. Like I don't care about nobody talking about mid range jumpers or none of that. I don't care about nothing about no analytics and what they say you're supposed to do. Watch this. This screen coming. Boop. What you gonna do? Right there. First shot you get open, you take that shot, man. That's fundamental basketball. And if the coach want to get mad about it, bitch trade me. Bitch trade me. Look, because let me tell you something that I believe. As a guy who played point guard a certain way, that's how I play, just like that. I'm not a great shooter, but I'm a very fundamental shooter. And what I've always been able to say is I'm going to make 9 out of 10 free throws. Period. Period. I'm going to make 90 out of 100 free throws. Period. And guess what? That means in the game, if I have to go crossover to the left and go by the free throw line and shoot this jumper 20 times, if I have to go right to left and go by the free throw line and shoot this jumper, if I have to go left to right and go by the free throw line and shoot this jump, I'm shooting a very high percentage shot anywhere by that free throw line. And if the coach don't like it, just trade me. I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would tell me don't shoot a free throw line jumper, and I'm a guard and I'm shooting 90% from the free throw line, and you tell me don't shoot a jumper from where I shoot 90% from. We gonna oh shit. Hey, if we give up Cam, let me pull this up right here. If we give up Cam without trying to see his fit during next to Durant, I'll be very disappointed. Right. Definitely. Definitely. Hey, you wanna come up the joint up there, man. The link up there, the link up there, global dialysis. Look, I'm let me see. Imagine a lineup with Reed Camp. Man, For real. For real. You get Reed Cam Twin and Bari out there with Durant. That lineup is crazy because you don't know what to expect. You don't it's really no way to contest it. Okay, no, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, there's really no way to contest it because you got a shooter, you got two shooters because I said this before. I believe that Cam Whitmore is a underrated shooter. If you watch his shot, Cam Whitmore has a quick trigger to me almost comparable to Clay Thompson. Cam shot is almost comparable. Like I said earlier though, Global, I'm probably gonna be on. I thought about this when I was laying down, I was sleeping. I said, I think I'll do a marathon. I think I'll do like 12 hours and just sit up here and talk shit about the Rockets. Because I got that much stuff I want to get out of the way before summer league, and I don't want to be, I don't want to be you know, be behind with thoughts because you know how some people are, I'll be posting it on, I'll be saying stuff on people comment and then they'll run with it and it'll be like it's theirs. But all things considered, I might be on here for a while. I'm probably gonna be on for a while. I've been on for 25 minutes and I'm just getting warmed up. I didn't do nothing for the 4th of July. Just worked. I just worked for the 4th of July. But anyway, um, yeah, no, I believe that Cam Whitmore shot is crazy quick, bro. People are really sleeping on Cam Whitmore and his ability to shoot the ball. Like they say, Cam Whitmore is a bucket. He's not just a bucket because he's 235 and athletic. He's not just a bucket because he got braids or because he has a nice smile. Cam Whitmore is a bucket because the guy can flat out shoot the ball, you know. And if you don't know that Cam Whitmore can shoot that rock, go back and look at his highlights. Um, I I don't want them to get rid of Cam. I really don't want them to get rid of Cam. But all things considered, what we coming what we coming to find out is that if the Rockets are so adamant about getting rid of this guy, it got to be a big problem. It's like this: if you got a girl that's bad and she bad, like she one of them ones, you know, she got the hair over the one side, eye swoosh, you know what I mean, plickety plow around the long side blitz, you know what I mean, walk with the calf muscles twitching and all that, you know what I mean. She got the whole nine, flip flap in the sundress, the whole nine. Um, Smile, the whole nine, everything. And you wake up, you know, couple of days in a row, and you be like, man, I got to find out if I can get rid of her. You know what I mean? People gonna be like, what is he thinking? Why would he do good bread? She do this, she do that. But there's something going on that's making you say, I gotta get rid of her. And that is the problem that I'm feeling about Cam Whitmore. It's not about whether or not, you know, and but it goes to the thing where people say, you don't have to be cool with everybody you play with. So is the coach absolved from that type of mentality? You know, like the players don't have to be cool with everybody they play with, but why do the coach get to be absolved? Do he have to be cool with everybody that play for him? Like these things we think about. And in my mind's eye, if the players don't have to be cool with everybody they think about, the coach might not get to be cool with everybody that play for him. But I thought about this too. No, no, 100%, 100%. Um, Cam wants a more defined role, but I think in order for him to get that role, he has to do more to impress Ime. As far as look, it's exactly what I'm saying. If you come to me and you complain about something, I'm gonna listen to you if I know that your complaint is also being met with equal action on your part. So that's what I'm saying. Like if Cam is just complaining about not getting time, and then he's not balancing that out with hitting the locker room, I mean hitting the gym, hitting the film room. You know, he's not working out with a defensive coach. He's not calling up the players and saying, "Hey, you know, how do I get better on my defense? Are you working out with Thompson?" Like if Amani and Tari are two of the best defensive players in the league, you know, are you working out with those guys trying to get your defense better? Because I guarantee you this: if if Coach Ime was getting a rumor that Cam is humbled himself to the point of, hey, I'm gonna be around Amin Thompson every time he go to the gym and work with him on my defense. You don't have to say I want more time. All you have to do is say I want to play better defense. See, and so that to me is part of where I have to separate myself from my feelings about what I think about his offense, because what I think about his offense, we all know what I think about his offense. Like I say, I think the guy is Clay Thompson with athleticism from what I've seen, as far as just pulling the rock and shooting the ball and being able to elevate and be, muscle through people. But is he does he have that, you know, does he have that killer mentality, man? Do he got the Kobe in him? Everybody talk about Kobe and Bron and blah 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 blah. Blah. Jalen. First of all, if if you pattern your game after Jalen Brown, if that's the guy you want to be like, oh, bro, there's a bit of a problem with you want to be like Jalen Brown. Now, what I do feel like is they say I don't listen. I don't think it's his camp, bro. Your camp don't say nothing. Your camp don't say nothing but what they hear you complain about. Like, you know, the camp might want him to have a more defined role, and I'm sure that his agent wants him to have a more defined role, and I'm sure that his agent is telling him, "Hey, we can get you more money somewhere else. We need to stir up some mess so that we can try to get you somewhere where you can get more playing time." But his agent don't care about him being a winner or a champion or any of that. His agent want the bigger bag. And if Cam goes to a team, let's say like a Toronto, he's going to play more. He's going to play more. He's going to get more recognition as as a scorer and a dominant offensive player. But he's also going to miss the opportunity to be a legit winner. He's going to miss the opportunity to be a legit winner, and that to me is going to be a bigger problem. So I'm kind of stuck in between. I'm kind of stuck in between the don't trade him, do trade him. Um, like I said before, you know, he dominated. He really dominated summer league. He showed what he can do. You know, we we ain't seen this kind of like offensive player just catch hell, just literally catch hell his whole time on a team since like I don't know. It's hard for me to even think about it. It's hard for me to even think about it. But look how long it took him to get down and get that ball. I mean, you know what I mean? It's little things like that that's gonna stand out. Boom. That's nice. That was a nice dunk right there. Let me see if I can get back to that play right here. Okay. Let me see if I can get back. Okay. Now watch this play. Now obviously he don't know the ball is coming out. He don't know that this ball is gonna come out. But you're gonna see when the ball pop out, it's something. Okay, boom. Look, he's standing there. Then he reach in and get it after the ball is like 2 feet away from. As soon as that man came by with that ball and he seen his man digging in there, something got to tell you to jump in there and attack. And that ain't something that come naturally for everybody, but you know, it's one of those things that if your coach is watching and you saying, "Hey, I wanna be this kind of player," then your coach is gonna feel you. But if every time you go into the coach, you saying, "I want more playing time," and you're not saying, "I want to play better defense," then the coach gotta take that at face value. You know what I mean? So I definitely look of all the players we got on our team right now, all the players we got on our team right now, Tari and Amin was the two that I wanted to see play together. Because I was like anybody who say, if you can put Amin and Tari on the floor together, and Tari is able to become a legit shooting guard, and Amin is able to become a legit point guard, that's fire. That's gonna be fire point and shooting guard. Or if Tar becomes a legit shooting guard and Reed Shepard becomes a legit point guard. That's still dope. But I mean, at 235, 6'7", you know, I could actually see that whole five starting, bro. I can actually see Reed, Reed, Tari, Cam, Jabari, all starting. Why did I leave out LP? I don't know. I don't know why I left off LP, but I'm just saying I could actually see all them guys starting. That's me. Not that I would want that to be the starting lineup, but I wouldn't cry if we ended up with that starting lineup. It would be it would be crazy. But Cam got to step his defense up. That's all it is to it. Cam just got to step his defense up. Look at that shot. Look how fast his shot is, bro. This dude shot is. He one of those players that he catch the ball in that pocket, and it takes him no time to square his shoulders, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, watch how fast he. Oh, he finna fly on this. Okay. Look, it don't take him no time to square his shoulders. And that's one of the things that make you a great shooter or not. Can you get your shoulder square and shoot the same exact form every time? You know my biggest problem with Jalen Green was he didn't have no balance on this shot. He didn't have no balance. He didn't have no consistency in his shot. Like all the other stuff people complain about Jalen, they say he inconsistent. I wouldn't say he was inconsistent because he consistently did what he was gonna do. You know, he just didn't have no balance to his shot. That's why I said he would be better as a point guard instead of a shooting guard because you don't got the balance to be a consistent shooter. You're not a pure shooter. You know, whoa, bang, he could have banged that. He could have banged that on Bobby Portis right there. It would have been nasty too. But so look, I think the guys that we picked up in Clay Matthews and Cam Matthews and Kevon Harris, I think them guys they're gonna be valuable to the summer league team. And we really need to see Reed Shepard do his thing. But uh like you talking about, as far as our future go, bro, as far as our future go, that's gonna be a pivotal point. That's gonna be a pivotal point of where we land as far as being looked at like a OKC, as far as being looked at like a Oklahoma City Thunder. Did we give up Jalen and Cam the same year? You gave up two of the best young scorers in the league the same year. Like, why? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Hey, you could put in the chat, man, if my mic sound echoey or if it sound glitch or anything like that, just let me know because like I was saying, it's a whole new joint I just picked up and I'm trying to listen to it on my other device and uh do this. But I got some stuff I gotta get off. And like I said, I'm just getting started. I really I really got a gang of stuff I can say about Reed Shepard and his inability to just impress on a night to night basis. And I think that Reed Shepard is under the microscope. I'm gonna get back to Cam in a minute. 'Cause I really gotta, you know, I really gotta make the comparison about Reed Shepard and Jalen Green. And I could put Cam in this mix because you say, has Cam been consistent? Cam has been very consistent. Cam has not been on the floor and not shown improved at any point that I've seen him play basketball. He did play a lot of minutes and only scored, I think it was like, what was it? Like 12 or 13 points or something where he played like 35 minutes. But, you know, that was in a bum. That was bum juice. Um, and but I think that as far as players who have not lived up to their draft number, look at that quick shot. That dude shot it crazy, man. That dude shot crazy quick. And it's in look, same shot every time. Elbow, same shot every time. Bang. His elbow is always where it's at. It's like even if you there, his elbow gonna still be right by where it's supposed to be. Um, as far as guys who were drafted at a certain point and didn't live up to where they supposed to be, right now in year two, back to what I was saying. If any of the guys that is on our prospects trajectory would play in the summer league in their second year, they dominate their second year. And if Reed goes in the summer league and he stinks it up and he doesn't dominate, he's not able to really build up his confidence in the summer league. I'm gonna have him under the microscope all year long. I'm gonna be waiting to see preseason. You're gonna get out there and not do nothing again. Boom. Okay. You get in the game, you're gonna not do nothing again. Boom. And I'm gonna be looking, I'm gonna be like, you basically doing the Jalen Green all year long. And how are they letting you get away with this? There's diversity, equity, and inclusion. You are the white black person. You know what I mean? They letting you get away with it because you white and you supposed to be able to do something. You're supposed to be able to shoot, but you're gonna trade Cam Whitmore. You're gonna trade Jalen Green. You're gonna leave Reese Shepard on the team, and Reese Shepard hasn't proved that he can play at an NBA level. Not that he can't, but that he won't. He won't play at an NBA level. He won't get out there and get his paper. So how we supposed to sit with that? How we supposed to sit with the fact that the ones that we really wanted, the exciting players off the team, and then Reed Shepard still sitting over there looking like Bo and Luke Duke. I can't do it, man. I just can't really let them get away with it. I can't let them get away with it. It ain't in my making. And it ain't that. Listen. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know Dark Side been hearing me for a while. Global been hearing me for a while. He's probably heard me say this. Every great team need that white boy shooter. That's just that. That is the Reed Shepard. Everybody gotta have a Reed Shepard on your team. In order to be a great team, you gotta have one. But then you on the team, you got to be one. You got to be that, man. You got to be a Reed Shepard. You got to be a JJ Reddy. You got to be a Steve Kerr. You got to be a Petrovic. You got to be a Hunter Schick, John Stockton. You know what I mean? You got to be a Scotty Brooks, Matt Bullock. You got to be that. Uh, you know, you can't be on a team and then not do what you're supposed to do, bro. And if you're doing that, then how everybody gonna cast aspersions on Jalen and then turn around and at the same time give Reed Shepard a pass for 3 years? I know this is only his second year, but Jalen was better than Reed Shepard by his second year. Jalen was getting buckets on people his first year. Remember what he did to the Lakers as a rookie? Remember what he did to the Lakers and the Hawks as a sophomore? Remember the buckets that he was. I mean, even Jabari was balling on people his first year, bro. His second year, even Jabari was locking up on Giannis his second year, playing great defense on people. They were showing what they could and couldn't do early in their career. We haven't seen Reeve Shepard do what he can do on a high enough level over a consistent span of time. It's getting worrisome to me, man. Like, all I'm saying is, you know, in the summer league, I'm glad we got Kavon, baby Kavon Looney. We got baby Looney. We got fake Cam. We got a fake Cam. We got a fake Kavon. And all I want to know is, are they going to help Reed Shepard look better? Because that's going to be their job. Their job is to space the floor, attack the rim, play good defense, catch the ball, shoot the ball, make Reed Shepard look better, move the defense, run off screens, set screens, make Reed Shepard have a good game because he's going to need that type of confidence going into the season, and he's going to need that type of confidence to carry over into the preseason, so that when his number is called throughout the year, we're going to get Reed Shepard at his best. That's going to be important for the Rockets because that's going to be the tale of the tape as to what we are building and if our rebuild is going to be sustained over the course of 10 years, or is it over when KD leaves? Because we get rid of Cam Whitmore, Reed Shepard stink up summer league. We traded Jalen Green. Tari got bad knees, bad ankles. Guess what that means? That means we got Armin Thompson and Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Şengün. That's it. And our rebuild was all. I mean, don't get me wrong. But you're going to. You're not going to be happy if all you get out of this whole thing is Armin Thompson and Alperen Şengün and Jabari Smith Jr. Out of all the talent we got, all the guys that we like, and we see Cam flying across the air, we see Reed shooting threes in year 6, shooting threes, dialing them up in your eye when he finally, confidence not gonna matter by the end because you're gonna be in the league long enough to where it don't matter if you got confidence to be a star. You just got to be a Luke Kennard at that point. We don't want you to be a we don't want you to be a John Stockton or a Steve Nash. We just want you to be a Steve Kerr. That's what you want to be. Okay, fine. Year 6. See you in year 6, Reed Shepard. Or what? Third overall pick? Was he third overall pick? Be a third overall pick? Be a Steve Nash. Be a John Stockton. You know, give me some of that. Give me some of that. Be a any kind of 15 points a game shooter. You know what I mean? You give me Let me tell you something. If Reed Shepard is 15, 6, if Reed Shepard is 15 points a game, 6 assists on 2 turnovers a game, and average 40% from 3 and 90% from free throw line, I don't really care if he get cooked every other play. Because he gonna do what he gonna do. He gonna get in there, he gonna try to dig it out. He gonna play some hard nosed basketball. He gonna do what he gotta do. But it's gonna have to be at the expense of whether or not these guys, gonna be able to help him out building around Reed Shepard in this summer league and allowing him to develop. You're gonna allow him to develop, you're gonna allow him to build his confidence, and that's gonna carry over until the season. What is it about Cam Whitmore that we're going to be missing if he leaves? Nah, bro. I don't even. First of all, we're really not going to miss nothing if Cam leaves. Let me tell you something. When Cam Whitmore first got on the team, I said this. Cut to the clip. Play the clip. Oh no, I don't got the clip. But it went something like this. Cam Whitmore is our most valuable trade piece. That was from year one and year two. Cam Whitmore was our most valuable trade piece. They waited until his stock dropped. They waited until his stock dropped in order to start shopping him around. I think, I think that Cam is not literally being shopped because they want to trade him. People are saying that um, the quote that was on the thing was Greenleaf had it up. If you didn't listen to the part, you can go check out Greenleaf part. Greenleaf had it up the other day, and it was about Cam Whitmore. Do we think we should trade him? And he had Sarge on there, and Sarge was saying that Ime and Cam have the same attitude. Here's the thing. I'm wondering to myself, I'm saying to myself, if Ime and Cam have the same attitude, is Ime doing this to motivate Cam? Because why would you wait until his stock drop? And then, you know that people are looking at him because of his attitude, and you put out a little stuff about he know what he got to do to get better, and then you start shopping him like we got to get rid of him, we got to get rid of him, we got to get rid of him. Are you really trying to get rid of him, or is somebody just putting that out to make him have a chip on his shoulder? I don't know if that's going to work for Cam because Cam seemed like he is very, I want to say, I don't want to say emo, but it's a possibility that if you piss this guy off, you got to get rid of him. Right. Exactly. Exactly. That was my exact point. We won't miss nothing. And like I say, we won't miss anything because we haven't seen him play enough to actually miss him. That's it. That I couldn't have said it better myself. You know what I mean? This hey, appreciate that. Because my mind right now, I'm scattered beans on this. I'm scattered beans. Is no way that we can say what we are missed because we haven't seen enough of him to even say we gonna miss it. But if we do let him play, what can we gain? Oh my days. Oh my day. This is a great point. This is a great point. We actually have, check this out. It's almost like if we play Cam and Reed, it's almost like we just drafted two players. It's it's almost like we drafted Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag got drafted, and we didn't pick up Kaman Maliwa, which I thought we should have. But it's almost like we're going to draft Cam Whitmore and Reed Shepard this year because they ain't did shit since they've been on the team. No, that's fact. That's facts right there. Um, and a better version of Jalen because I've always believed that Cam was better than Jalen. I've always believed that Cam was better than Jalen. I actually said that if Jalen could have got his defense where it needs to be, and Cam get the defense where they need to be, I thought they would be a tenacious backcourt. If you put Jalen at the point and Cam at the two, I mean, ain't nobody passing shit, but Jalen to get off the ball and give it to Cam. Could you imagine Jalen at the point, Cam at the two, and Amon at the three? The kind of athleticism you got on the floor, you talk about an AAU team. Hey, look, that team would have been so crazy with Jalen, Cam, and Amon. At that point, you just go, you just get bigs and shooters. You just get bigs and shooters. You put Jalen, Almond, and Cam on the floor, and just get a bunch of bigs and shooters and go crazy. Um, I don't. The thing is what could we even get for Cam Whitmore? Like they talking about they gonna just give up Cam for in a trade to make cut salary and all that kind of stuff. Child, please. I wish you would tell me you gon' you gonna give up Cam to cut salary. You're not finna waive no Cam Whitmore to cut no salary. You're gonna cut some celery. Eat you some celery sticks. Like, how you gonna cut Cam Whitmore to save salary on Dorian Finney Smith? Listen, don't tell me nothing about that. Don't tell me nothing about no. We just throwing in Cam Whitmore to cut salary on Dorian Finney Smith contract. I don't want to hear that. I don't care how much I've been impressed with Raphael Stone, Raphael Sadiq, Raphael Ninja Turtle. None of that. I don't care about none of that, bro. If you tell me you throw in Cam Whitmore to cut salary for Dorian Finney Smith, that's your reason for getting rid of Cam Whitmore? You're not gonna get a number 2 draft pick or nothing? Nah, bro. I ain't with it. I ain't with that at all. I ain't with that at all. We gonna give you Cam Whitmore because child, please. No, bro. No, it doesn't work like that. We don't just give you a star player. We don't just give you a star player because we want to cut salary. No, you cut salary with Jay Sean Tate or somebody. You know what I mean? You cut salary, cut Jeff Green. We could have not, if we were trying to cut salary, just don't sign Jeff Green to $3 million. How about that? How about you don't keep Jeff Green? That's $3 million. How about you just don't um who else? Who else we signed for $3 million? Whoever it was. Aaron Holiday, $3 million. How about you don't keep those guys? That's $6 million. But now you sign them, but it's good that you sign them because now you got the contract that you can move down the line if we do come into a situation where Giannis or somebody comes available and you want to try to go after Giannis Antetokounmpo or let's say a LeBron James or somebody like that. Now we got some contracts where we can try to do some things with. But I'm not cutting. I'm not throwing in Cam Whitmore just for the sake of getting the salary down when we just signed guys so we can have movable contracts. You got to be kidding me. Like, what do people come up with this stuff in their head? And I was listening to the dude, and he was saying, "No, you got to listen." Shout out to House because House was saying, you got to be considerate of where your sources are coming from because this Lakers insider is putting this information out. Can you trust the source? And I just like, you know what, he making sense. That makes perfectly good sense. Because why would I believe that the Rockets are just gonna throw in Cam Whitmore for the sake of cutting salary? But I would put it out there and say, hey, LeBron said he want to go to Houston. He want the Lakers to buy him out. Oh no, here it is, here it is. Here go to one. If anybody clip this, inside sources say LeBron wants to go to New York Knicks. If the Lakers buy him out, he'll go to the New York Knicks. Inside sources say. And then as soon as he get bought out, he come to Houston for a little bit of nothing and play with KD. You see what I'm saying? That's how it go. That's how it go. You put that little glitch out there, and then all of a sudden it change up the landscape of things. And it's what the media do. Listen, let me tell you something that the media is doing. The media kick dirt over they opened the box of Kevin Durant trades immediately as soon as we got the pick. And then they open up the Pandora's box of Giannis Antetokounmpo. One, maybe he's gonna need to get out of Milwaukee since Dame Lillard is hurt. And then once they realized that the Houston Rockets were going to be the best possible suitors for Giannis, they start kicking dirt over the trade. Oh, Giannis never said he wanted to go nowhere though. Giannis never said he wanted to go nowhere. But y'all was talking about it every day. Y'all was talking about it every day. But since y'all was talking about it every day, the Rockets just went out there and threw their bid in. But then once y'all saw that the Rockets could move and get Giannis and still get KD, y'all thought Giannis never said Giannis ain't going nowhere. Giannis ain't going nowhere. Giannis ain't going nowhere. And then we got KD. Then we made a move. Then we made a move. Then we made a move. And then they start saying, hey, Giannis might go somewhere. This is how the media does when they want to control the narrative. Oh, well, Dame gone. Now that Dame gone, what Giannis gonna do? I thought y'all said Giannis never said he wanted to go to. Yeah, but he's gonna have to leave. I don't think he can stay there. There's no way he can stay there because he said he want to win a championship, and there's no way he can win a championship because the Bucks don't have the commodities, the assets to make anything happen to where he can win a championship. But now you bringing out the information that we already knew that. But when the Rockets was trying to go get him, y'all was kicking dirt over it. Because why? Y'all don't really want teams to control the league. Y'all don't really want teams to be able to control the money. Let me tell you what this is really about. This is really about Vegas and betting. It really boils down to they whoever the producers are getting the information on what the bottom line topic should be. And that producer has to go out and put out the information according to, and they don't tell them what to say, but this is what you have to talk about. This is what we want to hear about. Because, and the question should be phrased this way, or the question should be about this or that. You might can phrase it one way or another, but it's going to be about should Miami get Giannis? Should the Bucks keep Giannis? Not at all. Should Giannis want to go to the Houston Rockets and pair up with KD so he can win the championship and Kevin Durant can win the championship and solidify both of their legacies? Should LeBron want to go play with KD? But they'll come out and they'll say, should LeBron want to go play with Steph Curry? So are you telling me that LeBron playing with Steph Curry is more exciting or more entertainment than LeBron playing with Kevin Durant? No effing way. There's no effing way you can convince me that a LeBron James Steph Curry pairing is better than a LeBron James Kevin Durant pairing. Why do I say that? Because LeBron James and Steph Curry don't even match up. You don't even see how that can match up because LeBron wants the ball. Guess what that means? He doesn't play with the ball at the free throw line in the middle of the court. So I wish I could pull up my chart right now. I'm going to get my charts worked out to where I can pull this up and start showing y'all this stuff when I'm talking about it. Yeah, okay, bet that. Um, I'm gonna start getting my charts so I can so I can start showing y'all what I'm talking about. But if LeBron catches the ball at the top of the key where he's most um deadly, where he's most effective is at the top of the key where he can use his strength and his speed and his athleticism to get downhill. It doesn't suit Steph Curry the best because Steph Curry is best when he's running down towards the center of the field, back out towards the 3-point line, some in some shape, form, or fashion. Why is that important? Because if you catch the ball at the free throw line, then the whole top of the 3-point line becomes accessible to a Steph Curry. You get what I'm saying? This is why Draymond and Steph play so good together. But Draymond and LeBron They would almost take up the same space because if Draymond catches the ball at the free throw line and he's gonna do dribble handoff or he's catch the ball and wait for Steph to run around and he know what Steph gonna be and he gonna fake one way and then throw the pass or he gonna throw the pass here, they're gonna give him the ball back and then he gonna throw the pass to Steph. As soon as he faces up, he throw the ball to Steph Curry where Steph gonna be. Or he rotate the ball to this guy and this guy know that we just throwing the ball to you because you weak side and now you're gonna drive and kick the ball to Steph, right? Guess where LeBron plays? At the top of the key. Guess what that does? That shrinks Steph's offensive ability because where LeBron is and where Steph is the same spot on the floor. Can LeBron play in the post? Yes, but it isolates, it takes away, it um extinguishes his biggest asset, which is driving downhill. Guess who plays in the elbow around the free throw line? Kevin Durant, which is why KD and Steph were a little better together, which is why LeBron and a KD could play better together because they both don't have to be on the perimeter. Guess what else? KD and Giannis would be better than Giannis and Steph. How do we know that? Because Giannis and Dame, ass cheeks. If I had to pick between Steph and Giannis, KD and Giannis, LeBron and Giannis, Giannis and Jalen Brunson, Giannis and Victor Wembanyama, Giannis and Luca, maybe. Giannis and Luca, maybe. But there's no better pairing that you could possibly ever have than Giannis and Kevin Durant. There would never be a better pairing than Giannis and Kevin Durant. That's just a fact. You don't even have to listen. You don't even have to know basketball to know that Giannis and Kevin Durant is like that's scary good. And then you say, would Kevin Durant be willing to re-sign Giannis and KD who didn't make the second round? Hey, listen, Giannis and KD pairing. Can you tell me? Can you tell me who would be a better pairing with Giannis than Kevin Durant? Tell me. I'm waiting. If you want to come up, the link is in the chat. I don't know if it's still up there. The link is definitely in the chat. If you want to come up and say what you got to say, hey, this ain't the you have to listen to me talk while you sit there and text. You can come over here if you got smoke. Bring your smoke up. Say what you got to say. I don't got no problem with it. No, but this is the thing. KD's not ball dominant. KD is a two dribble pull up person. KD is a 2-3 dribble pull up. No, 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 no. Listen, if you watch what KD does, KD doesn't have to dribble the ball to get his shots off. KD can catch his ball right at the elbow, 2-3 dribbles and pull up right from the elbow. He can just turn and fire. He don't have to dribble the ball at all. And two ball dominant play. No, listen, this was my point. My point was, and I thank you. I appreciate you for appreciate your comments. Appreciate your comments. Two ball dominant players who don't compliment each other. Y'all just like saying stuff. Two things can be true at one time. I do just like saying stuff. I'm not gonna even argue with you about that. That's, that's a great point. But, the other part of it is that two ball dominant players who don't complement each other. KD's not ball dominant. KD is efficient. Giannis is ball dominant. And we've never seen a point to where Giannis has to not be ball dominant because Giannis has always been the best player on the team. He's always been the best scorer on his team. My thing is there a person in the league that can make KD a catch and shoot player? We know he don't really like to catch and shoot from three a lot. He said that himself. That he didn't like to have to just catch and shoot. But I think that if if it was anybody in the league that was equally um equally would allow Giannis, I mean, would equally allow Kevin Durant to be at his best, like Steph Curry did, I think it would be a player like Giannis, a player that's going straight downhill. I'm going straight 100% downhill every time. And if um if I get downhill, I'm gonna try to dunk it. If I don't dunk it, I'll kick it out. I think that that would make KD better. That would allow KD to be even more efficient than he is, even more efficient than he's been over the course of his career. And guess what else? You got Giannis that's a power forward. You got KD that's a small forward. And then you bring him and pair him with a Alfred Shangoon, who's a legit center. Now, the odd person out to me is LP because what you would really like to have is just you know, just a switchable big center that can play defense, that can also play above the rim and shoot threes, right? Who don't have to dribble the ball, but can really play above the rim, but also can switch on defense and can shoot the three. Again, I think defensively that would be a good team. Um, and I can't think of anybody else that would be better with Giannis than KD. I think that Giannis and Steph could be a good pairing. Giannis and Steph could be a good pairing, but I think that Giannis, because the way that Giannis plays downhill, I think it would make Steph have to be stationary, right? And I think KD is better at being stationary than Steph is. So if Giannis is moving 100 miles per hour trying to go dunk the ball, and he can see that KD is in a spot, well, Steph is better for moving off screens and moving around the baseline and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be harder for Giannis to locate that pass to kick out to his hot guy if Steph is he wants to move around, he wants to run around, he want to do this, that, and the third. Um, that's my point. That's my overall take on the who Giannis could play with better. But my real point was is just that the media has really, they really controlling the narrative. They really controlling the narrative on who they want to go where, and they kick dirt over the whole Giannis trade scenario until after KD got signed. Let's just keep it a bean. You know, let's just keep it a bean. KD was out there. They wasn't talking about no Giannis. And then the minute that KD got signed, boom, we back talking about Giannis. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Also, um, do you think the Rockets should still go after Giannis? Do you think the Rockets should still pursue Giannis Antetokounmpo? Antetokounmpo. I don't know. I don't know. I think I do. I do. But one, I'm a Rockets fan and I want to win. All this, all this hoopla about. Guess what? All this hoopla about ain't no more super teams. Guess what? Y'all crying right now because ain't no more super teams. Everybody who was crying about people trying to join forces and be a good team, looking kind of bummy right now. Looking kind of bummy because what happens is you just get to a point, you trade your guy, you know, and it's stupid because now you're trading old players for a bunch of draft picks, and then you what you're gonna see is you're gonna see that the value of these players go down, the value of the player go down, and the more you can't get a lot of picks for them, and then when you do get picks for them, it's gonna be some seconds and some firsts, and then you're just gonna try to trade your seconds for a first, and then you trade your whole team and try to tank. Next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna take tanking out, and then it's not even gonna be no good teams. It's just gonna be everybody just the same. Like everybody the same. Everybody got three Danny Greens on their team. You know, everybody got three Danny Greens, shooting guard, small forward, and power forward. Danny Green. Um, two Jared Allens. You know, and you're just trying to draft players, whoever is out at the time, whoever is in college at the time. You just got to pick the best of what's there, and there's no it is no kind of strategy or none of that. Like how do you look back and say I want a good team? How do you look back and say I want a good team? You can't. You can't
And
do it.
Brooke Lopez.
And the problem is that guys are saying we don't like super teams. We don't like super teams. And now is no possibility for a super team. This might be the last chance for guys to build really dominant teams. Why am I saying that? Because let me tell you what a super team is. First of all, let me tell you what a super team is. A super team is when guys who have ascended to the superstar level. And when I say superstar level, I don't just mean playing because yeah, you got to play to a level that makes you a draw, but the machine is behind you. You know, you play to a level that's as good as the hype on a consistent basis. You're a big name player, and like Magic said, you can sell out arenas wherever you go. Now, what happens is these guys become superstars and they do all they can for a team, and the cap has gotten to a point where I'm either gonna stay here and just be old, or I'm gonna try to move to a better space. Or I'm gonna stay here and my injuries are not gonna allow me to ever get to a championship. And so what we've been um very blessed to experience is players like LeBron saying, you know what, I'm not gonna let y'all keep giving me Della Badobas and Booby Cousins because mind you, he came on a team with Ricky Davis, Carlos Boozer, was it Tim Thomas? Like it was guys on that team. And guess what they did? Instead of getting a coach that can, that can kind of control the egos and make that team work out. They traded all the good people off the team and left him on the team by himself so he could develop into a superstar. Yeah, some of the guys was, anal cavities and whatnot, but they traded good guys off the team. They literally traded dogs. I mean, like Ricky Davis and Carlos Boozer and who else? Larry Hughes. You mean Larry Hughes, Ricky Davis, Carlos Boozer, and LeBron James? If they stay on the team together, you mean to tell me they don't win a championship within 2 or 3 years? Cheese and rice. That was a good. That was a good team. But they traded everybody off the team. That was the only way he was gonna fully blossom into the alpha dog and be the leader that he became to be without the coach having to come in and be the leader. Um, Now that being said, I don't think that. Look at this. Bang. Look what Dame at. Look what Dame at. Let's see. Dame ain't out here on this one. Luka no. No, I don't. I don't think that Giannis would be wrong if he wanted to go join up with a superstar because ultimately that's what he expected when Dame came. He thought he was getting an older player that was consistent at what they do, and what he got was a guy that can't stay healthy long enough for our team to build continuity. That's not that's not good. That's not good for Giannis. I mean, if if Giannis thought that oh my bad. If Giannis thought that he was gonna get hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Look, if Giannis thought that he was gonna actually get a player that was gonna be able to consistently knock down threes and it was worth however many millions of dollars that Dame is getting. And they traded dumb players to get Dame, including Drew Holiday and whoever else to get Dame. And I think I was at that game. And guess what happened? Nobody, nobody. Was I at this game? No, this wasn't at the game I was at. Nah, because the game I was at, Jabari was, that's 2 blocks on you, Jalen. That's why you out of here, you and your fingernails. No, who was that? Oh, okay. So I know there wasn't no rocket just looking at you go by like that. That booster bitch. Okay. So make a long story short, um, I don't believe that when a player that's Giannis' age, actually you hit your prime at 28. You in your prime to 32, 33 years old. If you're 30 years old and you're saying, hey, I really want to play with a guy who's consistent, if you want a guy that's older, that's kind of at the back end of his career, still getting top dollar, he's not, and he's a superstar because he still demands the high pay, but he's on the decline of his career. Like if you really think about it, Kevin Durant should actually be 3 years away from a veteran's minimum. Not a veteran minimum, but yeah, minimum contract. I mean, he shouldn't be demanding 40, 50,000, 40, 50 million after 3 years. That's just the fact. He shouldn't be. He might, if he plays really well, he might still demand 40, 50 million. But if you really think about it, At 41, a guy who had Achilles tear, knee problem, ankle broke, leg broke, knee broke, arm, wrist, he shouldn't be he shouldn't be getting 40, 50 million. I mean, his shit should be going down. I'm he going down. Mary J. Blige. Um, and little do you know, little do you know that Giannis would be smart to say, "Hey, I want to play with one of these older guys who have been consistent at what they do, and they're still doing it at a consistent level." Is that does the league want that to happen? Hell to the no, no, no. Hell no. We know the league don't want that to happen. The league want Giannis. The only way the league wants Giannis to play with another player is if it's Steph Curry. Babyface assassin, they love the babyface assassin. And mind you, that's why all the tech gurus and stuff is out there in Golden State Warrior. And I mean out there in, Golden State, San Francisco and all this stuff. And they love to support. They love, they love to support anything that happens in Golden State. And the media would jump all over it if it was any inkling of a chance that Giannis Antetokounmpo was going to Golden State. But just so happens, it just so happens that this ain't a Golden State Warriors channel. Yes, but what does it mean? I don't give a damn about no Golden State. They barely beat us this year. They barely beat us this year with Hemi buckets. Like they literally legit had two guys that was averaging 25 points a game, bro, and they barely beat us. Jalen averaged 11 points because he scored one game. He had like some points. If Jalen would have literally scored 11 points a game every game, we would have won. if, if if he actually in actuality averaged 11 points a game, we would have won that series. But he didn't. He didn't score 11 points a game, which is why we lost the series. So yeah, I want to listen. If y'all don't believe me, cut it, Craig, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, kick. I don't know how to say your name. The link right there. You know you can hit it. Come up. Don't be hiding, bro. Don't be hiding. Speak your mind. Um, if you don't believe me, if you don't believe me, watch how the media talks when they talk about Giannis. They will mention everybody in the league before they mention the Houston Rockets. They are literally avoiding mentioning Giannis's name in the same sentence with the Houston Rockets. That's a fact. That is a fact. That's not me just saying stuff. That's not me just talking. That's not a hot take. These is real life true story. They talk about every other body else in the league. When it comes to Giannis, Greek Freak Antetokounmpo, him, the Nazis, Denali, whatever their name is, they mention every person in the league. They'll say New York, they'll say Miami, they'll say Spurs, they'll say Toronto, they'll say Golden State, they'll say Dallas, they'll say anybody. But you know who they won't say? The team that got the money to get him. The team who owner is all in on getting the championship this year. A team that could put together a team that would be the favorites over the OKC Thunder because nobody can move the needle right now from the Oklahoma City Thunder being the favorites to win the championship. Let me Dr. Umar that for you. The needle cannot be moved from the Oklahoma City Thunder being the favorites to win a chip at the end of the year. I'm gonna say it for you one more time. By the end of the year, if somebody is the favorites to win the championship, it's most likely going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the only way that needle will be moved is if the Rockets get another legitimate star. Why am I saying that? Why is that important? What am I referring to? What am I talking about? I'm talking about the betting odds, bro. Gaming commission type stuff. Talking about Vegas, bookkeepers. I mean, do y'all think those guys are getting paid to be on ESPN for hours and hours and hours and hours? Do y'all think uh podcasters are getting paid buku money because they want y'all to be entertained and everybody is underdog or DraftKings or under prize pick? Do y'all think that's a coincidence? No, because the sporting entertainment industry is largely ran, orchestrated, and controlled by those boys, man. Those boys who make money off the bets. And it's important because if Giannis was to join a team like the Rockets, the betting odds would be overwhelmingly in the favor of the Houston Rockets at this point, which is why the media will not promote Giannis joining the Rockets, which is why the league hated so much when Kevin Durant joined Golden State. Because, hey, I mean, you can bet that they're gonna win. They just won 73 games. And if you bet $100 a game, you know, over 82 games that the that the Golden State Warriors are gonna win, unless somebody's hurt or sits out or Steve Kerr don't play somebody, the odds are you're gonna come out on top by the end of the year. And that's not what they want. They don't want you to be able to place your bets, you know, based off of the beginning of the year season, knowing that you're not going to be able to stop Freaky Greeky and Kevin Durant all season long. Guess what else they didn't want? They didn't want Greek Freak saying, I'm going to Houston and playing in Houston in a big city market where the third most people in the country live. And if all these guys know that we have a guy that can still score 50 and get you 20 rebounds, that can still score 40 and get you 25 rebounds, if everybody in Houston is going to bet that their team is going to win because we got Giannis Antetokounmpo, guess what that does to the bookkeepers? Guess what that does to the odds makers? Hey, am I butter yet? Am I butter? Do y'all get it? Um, this is what I'm gonna do. We at 135, and I am here for a minute. So let's take a break, and I'll be right back. Let's see. Let's see. No, 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 no. Because I'm not through with this Giannis take. I'm not through with with this media narrative driving, NBA controlling. You know, I'm just not quite get through with it yet. So I'm not quite through with it yet. But what I will say is this: if you believe for 1 second that the media is not controlling where these players go, you got to be bugging. You got to be bugging, bro. You got to be tripping with yourself. And I mean, for me, it's not even a mystery. It's not even a mystery on whether I'm telling the truth or not. This is just it's something that everybody should know, right? Nah. But I will be back in a couple of minutes. I'm taking a break. You have tuned in to Brother the Rock is on. It's your boy. E- yeah. When I talk, y'all know what happened. Red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding. Red alert, catch your body, hold 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, catch your body, hold 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body hold 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body hold 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't ask. Red alert, red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding.
rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos bust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't ask. Red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding. Rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos bust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't ask. Red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding. shoot, I murk. Get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk. Get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk. Get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk. Get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't mess. Red alert, red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding. Red alert, get your body whole 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk. Get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk. Get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk. Get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk. Get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't mess. Red alert, red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding. ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos bust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much.
Guess what? Yo. All right. Look, I look up. First of all, I'm back. First of all, I'm, first of all, I'm back. And second of all, you know, I actually have more to get off my chest. I actually have more to say.